What is good, people? Welcome back to the channel. Cages here. It is time for a live transfer talk. We got a few things to discuss tonight, and it's some good news again. Listen, the past few days, in terms of news, rumors, and everything else like that, has been very positive. Very positive. Always funny when I see the comments. I know people don't mean it in a way, but when they say first it's doom and gloom, and then it's hopefulness. But I always just say, I mean, that's just common sense, isn't it? Your opinion changes when the information changes. I mean, that's how it should be with anything in life. I mean, if we were linked to Alex Palmer of Ipswich and we were replacing him for Meslier, then it would still be a thing of we're going to get relegated. But the moves that we've been making, allegedly, this week have been very, very positive in terms of a fight for survival. So long may it continue, and let's get some over the line. And we're going to speak about a few in this video today. Andy here saying, if Meslier goes, you have to give the transfer with a 10 out of 10. Not quite. All depends on who else goes as well. I have my predetermined ways of doing the window, and if certain things aren't met, you can't be a 10. In fact, it's very, very rare that you ever get a 10. I don't know what will constitute as a 10. We'll see, though, by the end of this window. Maybe we do get a 10. Okay, yeah. I mean, Sean Longstaff, I mean, by the way, that medical is completed in terms of his signing. So I'd assume that that's going to be announced sometime today. I'm not going to be coming back for a separate video for that. So what I'll just say is, you know, welcome to the club, Sean Longstaff. And yeah, I hope you do well for the team. I understand what he's going to bring in terms of just, you know, being an absolute, you know, puppy dog on the pitch in order to get the ball back and everything else like that. Let's just guess some bingo. I'm really happy to join the club. It was a hard decision to leave Newcastle, but Leeds United were the right club for me. Once I spoke to everybody, I saw the celebration video with the fans, and it made me want to be a part of it. I want to get this club back to the glory days. What else have we got? There's nothing guaranteed. I'm going to fight for my place here. I've been fighting at Newcastle. I'll fight here and all the rest of the stuff. You know, one of those. But yeah, Ryan saying, genuinely hope he proves me wrong. Yeah, look, I'm not expecting anything from Sean Longstaff, but in the makeup of what we're recruiting, it kind of makes sense in a way for the player. Now, I haven't suffered my stance on this. He would not be one of my signings at all. But in terms of the way that they're trying to make up this team, with the other names that we've been linked with, it's okay. But I will say this straight away: if we don't get those other kind of quality signings and it's just more Longstaffs, then we're going to get relegated. And it is as simple as that, people. But, you know, so listen, good on Sean Longstaff, and yeah, welcome to the team, man. Terrence, Russ, William Morrison, thank you for the super thanks on the last videos, people. Thank you for that. Thank you for the support. Oh, by the way, just quickly, I know what you did last summer today. I enjoyed it. Good old slasher fun. No spoilers from me. But if you're going to go see it and stay for the post-credit scene. That's all I'll say. Jacob saying here, I still think Longstaff will do well, but he needs more quality around him. Well, yeah, obviously he will. I'm sorry. I know that's, I know you're not being, you know, slow with that. But obviously he will, because he's not a leader of a midfield. He's an ancillary piece. He's something that makes the midfield. He's that third piece to the midfield while the other main players do the main bit. But he'll chase, hurry down, cover ground, and all that stuff. Because look, people, I keep saying this. Everything that you keep seeing about Sean Longstaff is about the ground he covers. You don't see anybody talking about his passing range or anything else like that, because he doesn't have it, and people will be making it up if they say that. But if he plays his role well, he could be a useful piece in this mission to stay up, which is what we all hope for, isn't it? But look, yeah, speech written by agent or chat GPT. Yeah, I mean, it will be standard stuff. But if there's anything that's like amazing from his welcome video and anything like that, we'll come back in another video and say, but yeah, welcome to the club, Sean Longstaff. And I hope it is a successful stay. But someone else who won't be here, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being serious. Ryan, come on, man. If I was dead against it, you know it. And like I say, he wouldn't be my first choice. But when you see what we're trying to recruit, I kind of understand it in that way. But if we don't recruit the Stachs or the Paixãos or those kind of people or a Hamer, then it's a dud of a signing because he won't offer anything different to anything else that we've got except for running around a bit more like an Adam Forshaw. But listen, we go on to Illan Meslier here, people. And Graham Smith reported this today. Some interest in Illan Meslier starting to pick up. Don't believe it's reached a firm offer stage yet, though. Leeds obviously looking for a goalkeeper, making progress on that front. We believe so. The writing may very well be on the wall. Anton Stach still working on it, and the latest update with that is that another German team did try and hijack the deal, but it said that Stach is favouring Leeds United, and that was in yesterday's video. So there's nothing new to report there, but the Illan Meslier thing is a positive thing for me because with the way that the window looked like it was going maybe this time last week, there was a genuine concern from me, and you guys in the comments were saying it, and I couldn't disagree, so I just left it alone. But there was a genuine concern that we could be coming back with Illan Meslier starting the season as our number one, and I just did not want to even, contemplate that fact or that feeling. I just could not imagine it. And you just imagine these scenarios, don't you, of Daniel Farke doing his first press conference and saying he had a great summer, he saw a psychiatrist and he's coming back stronger and he is going to be our number one. And I'll be like, oh, no, Daniel, no, don't do it. But it does look like that he is going to exit the club. Now, obviously, there's nothing firm at this stage, as Graham said, but the fact that there is movement of him going out is a great thing for me. So I'm happy with that news. It just means that we are getting stronger. I keep saying it, addition by subtraction. He can't be here. He can't be a genuine option. And more so when Illan Meslier's photos were being put out by the Leeds United social media on Instagram, that's when I had a couple days off and I just said, nah, I don't like where this window's going. But like I said, over this week, it's been a lot better, hasn't it? Jack asking here, what level is he going to land at? Who knows? As long as it's away from here, Jack, I don't care. I honestly don't care. But it won't take much to get him out of here. Like, we paid $5 million. I mean, what was that 4 or 5 years ago now? It's going to be profit, whatever it is. I hate to bring up PSR, but you have to, people. I'm sorry. But it's going to be profit, whatever it is. So, find him a new home, get in our number one pronto, and let that chapter be closed because he can't be here any longer. Yeah, impossible. We start next season with the Snowman. Impossible. Yeah. Well, one player we've been linked with, one goalkeeper anyway, out of the 150 we've been linked with. Man United is stepping up their interest in Antwerp goalkeeper Senne Lammens, so they are looking at him even more closely. They were linked with him before, way before we were linked with him. It's been a long-term interest from him, and I think the feeling is reciprocated on his side that he'd like to go to Man United. But as with everything, money talks and opportunity talks as well. If Man United don't get the money together to get him in there, and they've already made their price known, isn't it? 20 million euros for this goalkeeper, then maybe we can swoop in. But is there somebody else in the wings? Livakovic, Perry. I don't know about the Perry one, people. I gotta say, I don't think the Perry one is viable anymore now. Lyon have survived relegation from League 1. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We'll see about that. But yeah, it would be nice to get a goalkeeper in pretty soon. Obviously, it's not going to happen ahead of the Man United game tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see if we're still in this conversation or if we're going to go elsewhere. Milinkovic-Savic, who I already discounted as not coming here now, he's very much closer to a deal with Napoli now. So that one is definitely out of the window. Tim here saying, I seriously think if Mes goes back to a club in France, he will become a decent keeper. Yeah, Tim, I'm not discounting that. I actually do think he will rebuild his career, but it's clear as day it's not going to be here. I still think there's embers of a good goalkeeper in there. I just think that it's not a good fit here. So it will be good for him and Leeds United to just have a completely clean break, because basically now with Meslier, you know what it is. Anytime he makes an error, anytime, he's going to get piled on. It's just going to be the nature of it. Whereas if a new keeper comes in, makes one error every so often, it's not going to be looked upon so harshly. And that's just the way it is with human nature now. And look, and again with Meslier, in a league where we hardly saw any shots, he was still a bad goalkeeper. He didn't have a lot to do. And when he was called upon, he made a mountain out of a molehill. Now, imagine going to the Premier League where you've got shooters like Isaac coming at you, Saka with whip and curve on their shots, instead of those championship ones that just go straight through his hands down the middle. you know, just let him go elsewhere, refresh, reset, rebuild his career elsewhere, and that will be the great thing for him and Leeds United. So yeah, again, for me, I always make it clear I don't hate anybody. I don't, you know, in that way. I just don't want certain players at the football club because they don't benefit him anymore. So there it is. But yeah, goalkeeper, we'll see about that. Baron Cross updated about Christantus Uche in this. He updated this. Leeds United asked Getafe about Christantus Uche a few weeks ago. 25 million euro release clause, not advanced, but one they've checked on. There we go. Monitoring, you know, keeping tabs on, have an eye on, looking at, interested in, aware of, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, so nothing new with that, with the Uche deal. And the last report that I read as well is that he went back to training with Getafe and isn't like pushing for a move. So it's going to be one where if the release clause is met, then maybe things get advanced there. But status is staying on that one. But in regards to the base loan offer, that was updated yesterday, I think, in yesterday's video. But that has been rejected by Leeds United, and Baron is saying here Leeds are insisting he's not for sale, which is very interesting for me, because does that mean now that maybe he's not for sale and maybe Matteo is cool with that? I might ask him. No, I'm not going to ask him. But are Leeds United going to be happy to maybe just loan him out without the option to buy? So we'll look out for that, because if we do bring in another forward, I mean, I think his game time is going to be done. That album's hard. That album is hard. Oh, don't get me started on that one. But even with the strikers that we've got now, I don't see Matteo Joseph getting much game time under this manager. So it'd be interesting to keep an eye on that one. I do think if we do get in a new striker, whether it's Muniz or somebody else, that he then gets allowed to go out on loan. We have a side eye on him. Yeah, there's so many. James on the play saying this is his hot take, by the way. Love a hot take. Let's go, James. We don't need a new striker. Peru deserves a chance. James, you still need another one, James. Whether Peru deserves his chance or not, we still need another one there. You can't just rely on Peru. You know, there's going to be times where we need different things in different games. And I do think Peru will do okay at this level. I hope he does better than what I think. I think he's going to get maybe 6 to 8 goals. I hope he does better than that. But we're going to need something different up front. And it can't be Bamford. Can't. And Mecha, if he's fit, maybe, but that's not good enough, man. That doesn't do nothing for me. I can already hear we're getting relegated with those options. So we do need an actual main hitter up front along to go with Peru. Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, there we go with that. On to another one that needs to exit, and that's Jack Harrison. Graham Smith did put this in there in regards to Jack Harrison, and this is good information for anyone that needs it or wants it. Any fee upwards of around £3 million that is submitted would now count as profit, as per Graham Smith, according to PSR. So I mean, that is a very, very small transfer fee, and I wouldn't be mad at it. I've already said I think he might even just go out on loan and his wages get covered. But if we can get a little fee for him, it's cool. It's cool at this stage. That's probably what he is now, a £3 million player. The 11 million. I remember when we signed him on a permanent deal for 11, I thought, wow, we might make this back and then some if he carries on in the trajectory that he was on. Oh boy, was I wrong about that. See, sometimes you get things wrong, and I got that one completely wrong. I'd take £3 just to get gone. Yeah, deserves his chance. FC, point to prove FC. No thanks. I hear it. But yeah, so there we are with Jack Harrison, and hopefully with that news being out there, that will entice a club to bid for him, even if it's like 2.5 million with like 500,000 in add-ons. Get him out of here. There's nothing new on the Paixão thing. Sasha Tavalieri, who is a pretty good source out there, he's just basically kind of echoed a lot of things that have already been going on, but I will repeat it for this video. Leeds United fully approve Igor Paixão, viewing him as able to make immediate impact. Well, duh. Leeds still hesitant due to 30 million plus bonuses demanded by Feyenoord, which is prompting internal discussions. Leeds aware that Feyenoord already rejected a bid from Marseille. It's a complicated deal. Leeds, get the money down and get this guy in the door. All right, this guy is this is what I'm saying here. We sign a guy like this. My optimism for a real genuine fight of survival in the Premier League goes from here all the way up there. This is the difference maker that you're after. It's all well and good getting the Longstaffs and all these people that will win the ball back, but who's gonna score? And this guy will score. This guy doesn't just do your tricks and dribble past players with ease. He has end product, and that is so rare in this day and age. You look at someone like Doku, who is just like a dribble merchant, and then that final ball was stinking. Said that now, Doku's going to hit a hat trick against us, but this guy needs to come. We need him to come. To Leeds United, yeah. I want this guy through the door. And then I think our winger options are set. Unless somebody decides they want to leave, say they're not happy with being a rotation option, that would be then Paixão, Ramazani, Gnonto, and James. And we're set. Like, we're already set at centre-back. Unless somebody leaves, we'll be set at winger. Then we can now move on to the other areas of the pitch, including backup fullbacks as well, which we will definitely need. Yeah, send the jet, man. Just send it, man. Let's go. Let's go. Paixão would give me a Rafinha excitement as a signing. Absolutely. He's got the potential to be that. He absolutely has the potential. The guy, he is a pure baller. And I'm really surprised, by the way, that it's only us and Marseille in for him. Fair enough to Marseille. They are a Champions League club. I would have thought there would be a couple of others in there. But before we can let other people come in, maybe the injury could put them off. Maybe. But that wouldn't put me off. Get this man signed up, please. Make it happen, Leeds United. Please, please, please. Yeah, Stephen saying pay the money, you get your man. Yeah, listen, we can't negotiate on every single thing. I do admire the 49ers in a way for that, so we're not overpaying drastically for players. But sometimes you've got to hit that club wants, especially when you talk about a difference maker here. We talk about the goalkeeper saving your points. This man will probably get us out of the mind when we're 1-0 down, or what a game at 1-1, he gets the winner. He's that kind of player. He can be that kind of player. So, you know, hopefully he enjoyed the project that Leeds United sent across to him, and he's open to come in. Next thing I want to hear about this, well, I would love to hear that the fees agreed. I want to hear that personal terms have been agreed, because that means he's definitely open to come in. Then it's just on Leeds to you know, please Marseille with that fee. But yeah, yeah, don't tell anyone about Paixão. Yeah, he is, man. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, sometimes click bite now rather than bidding. Absolutely, Ryan. Absolutely. Jonathan saying here, Rafa can bend his ear on social, surely. Yeah, I mean, I said in the last video, if just imagine like Paixão signs for us, and he said that he's spoken to Joel Linton about Sean Longstaff, and that was what that helped him convince to go to Leeds United. I say, well, that Longstaff signing was worth all the money in the world then. You know what I mean? You just never know in football. They all know each other these days, man. It's all mad. JM's got an interesting package here. Let's see if Feyenoord will accept this one. Can offer a package to Feyenoord. Paixão for Bamford, Harrison, Aronson, and Greenwood. Oh, man. Jacob saying here, individual moments keep you up, get it done. Absolutely. Look, we know what we're trying to do with the signings we've made. It's going to be a real tough task. Even if a team beats us, I don't think it's going to be an easy day for them unless everyone's completely off the boil. But you do need that stardust, man. It's what makes you different from everybody else. Otherwise, you've just got a team full of the same things without anything. Now, listen, Ramazani or Gnonto could be that, but Paixão is a guaranteed thing. Guarantee it, man. So we'll keep an eye on that one to see if anything comes. But I want this guy bad. Another guy that I want, this is, well, on the football pitch, yeah, is Gustavo Hamer. I mean, again, I look at the makeup of the team, and if you're looking at that 8 in the midfield, along with your 2 defensive midfielders, and you've got Paixão on the left, Hamer in that midfield, along with whether it's James Ramazani on the right. Oh my Lord! But listen, Hamer at the moment is wanted by PSV via Sasha Tavolieri. The Dutch club has a concrete interest in the midfielder and are preparing an offer. Negotiations over personal terms are underway, but Rick Elfrink, who's a very good source when it comes to PSV stuff, says there's nothing particularly significant in the development regarding Hamer. So he's saying that it's not even close. I would love Leeds United to go in for this, because if I see him go, that he's gone for like 6.8 million, I'd be so gutted, man. And then we see Aronson just like running around there like a headless chicken. This guy will give you the run in, is a bulldozer in midfield, and he's creative, can take the set pieces along with Paixão. Just imagine that kind of combination. Honestly, I think that I think we finished 17th. I do. I think we finished 17th if he comes in. Eh? Andy here. And it's another left winger, though. Who are we going to get for the right side? We've only got James. I think Andy and everyone else, and I don't know what anyone else thinks, if Paixão was to come, I think Ramazani, as we saw him towards the end of last season when he was finally out of the doghouse, out of Farke's doghouse, he was playing on the right, wasn't he? And he was very effective. Now, again, that's Championship, very different to the Premier League. But Ramazani, for me, is functional both on the left and right. And I would see it as a case that we've got Paixão, Nanto for the left, and Ramazani, James on the right. That's how I see it at the moment, unless somebody leaves. So I think it would be like that. Jacob saying here, Hamer would be that quality I was on about to add next to Longstaff. Yeah, absolutely, Jacob. That's exactly what I'm trying to picture as well. It can't just be Longstaff. It has to have these kind of players where Longstaff can get that ball back and give it simply as he does to the midfielders that are better than him to then progress the play. And that's how I would definitely easily stomach that kind of signing. But you've got to surround him with these kind of ballers for sure. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing new on Muniz, Stephen, at this point in time. There's nothing new to progress on that. I did see like a loose report that Leeds is still sniffing around, but it was from nothing credible, so I don't really want to like highlight it on here. But yeah, I think we're still in the hunt for Muniz, but I think we're waiting for Fulham to sign their striker first, and then I think we'll move in for him unless they've got someone else. I still would love Franjo Ivanovic from Belgium, but I don't think we're even in for him, and I think he's due for a move in Germany. And just quickly on this, I mean, we mentioned this like weeks ago, but Graham Smith has officially put this in that Jaka Bijol is suspended for the Premier League opener against Everton. But we did kind of cover this a few weeks ago, but I guess it was still up in the air from the fan base if he was going to be suspended or not. So he will be missing. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think it will probably be Strauch and Roden to start. And then, I mean, say we beat Everton with a clean sheet as well. How do we get Bijol back in? You know what Farke's like, huh? You know what Farke's like, but yeah. So there we are. Bijol's going to miss the first game due to being sent off 2 yellow cards in Serie A. So there we go. It carries over. But yeah, let's have a look. No idea if they're going to appeal. I don't know. They can't, can they? It's 2 yellows. I don't think you can appeal that, man. But yeah, I don't know for sure. Now, okay, where are we at now? We're on 22 minutes, people. So we're doing well. We're doing this is a nice, like almost compact show, I think. I'm going to make it as compact as possible. But we're going to go on to a little smidget of rival watch, aka what are Sunderland doing? Well, Sunderland have signed their 10th winger of the window. Loriente to Sunderland, 17.5 million. The 26-year-old will sign a 5-year contract. He's set to travel for his medical. Takes Sunderland spending to the window to 110 million. The Frenchman has worked under Lebris before previously, so there's Sunderland again going for yet another winger. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how they like divvy up this game time, but they're going to give themselves some really good options. And obviously, some of them are going to be gone for AFCON for just a few games. That means he will probably come in straight off the bat. So there you go. Sunderland still going. And I think they're still in for Jaka, which would be a really, really good signing. Like really, really good. But I like it, man. And plus, if we get the signings that we're rumored for, I think that shows a very, very different intent from this club and Sunderland to the previous years of Premier League championship teams that have gone up, who have just shown zero ambition and have just hoped for the best. At this last week, it felt like we were hoping for the best for sure. But with the news this week and everything else and the updates, it feels like we're taking it a bit more seriously now and are really looking to make a go of it. And it looks like Sunderland are doing that. And listen, there's no guarantees it's going to work for Sunderland, but I do appreciate their hunger to try and at least compete and survive. And the team I feel we're both looking at to jump is Brentford. And we're seeing it today. Mbeumo, as his move is now greenlit, over 70 million for Mbeumo. Contract agreed weeks ago as he wanted that move. But it's not about Man United getting him. I don't think Man United are going to be down in that bit of the table again. It would be nice if they were, but I don't think they will be this season. But it's more Brentford because their replacement that they're looking to get for Mbeumo is Omari Hutchinson. Everything Brentford have done so far this window has been downgrade. Everything. Not one thing have they upgraded on all the departures they've had. For me, it's unproven at this point in time if Kelleher is going to be better than Flecken. You can't guarantee that. There's no guarantees with anything, but just going off what we know, right? Or what I know, I should say. Let me speak for myself. Norgard, Henderson is not an upgrade on Norgard. Thomas Frank, I mean, Keith Andrews. See, only Brentford could do that and no one talk about it, but they've downgraded in a lot of areas, and it seems that they are just, they've obviously got a plan, but I feel like they're hoping for the best, and this is the perfect opportunity to jump over them. I've forgotten Bournemouth, people. I've forgotten Bournemouth because they signed George Petrovic and they're making other signings, and they've got Iraola as their coach. So I don't think they're going to be in danger, people. Okay. But Brentford, something smells fishy about them. Even their new shirt looks championshipy to me. I feel we got to jump over them in order to survive. Yeah, it is the Man United tax. In all fairness, it always happens to him, doesn't it? I bet you if he was to go anywhere else, it'd probably be maybe 50 to 60. But when Man United get involved, they always slap that extra money on, How do Man United stay in line with PSR? Matt, in terms of Man United, no matter what you think of them in their current state, they're a global force with a lot of sponsorships, a lot. Now, obviously, being out of Europe will hurt them a bit, and you're seeing they're having to try and move players on, but they bring in a lot of income as it stands today. So that's how they're able to do this, pay players, even in Mbeumo, who they signed like 250,000, even with no Europe, because they've got a lot of income streams, a lot. So that's the reason why they can do things like this. I don't rate Omari Hutchinson at all. And Brent, what is it? Ipswich rejected like a 35 million bid, 35 million for Omari Hutchinson. If we did that deal, people, I would say it's over. I seriously would. You can't be paying 35 million for him. He's got potential, but nothing more than that. And that's why I'm looking at Brentford and I want to jump over them. Okay. And I feel like if we jump over them, but we need to jump over another 3 teams. So yeah, but listen, we'll see what happens with them. Stephen Hawkins. Okay. Think Everton, Brentford, and Sunderland will be relegated. Oh, you know what? I've given up on the Everton thing. You always think that it's going to strike them at some point, right? But I just think that they'll always have enough to survive, especially with someone like Moyes there as well, who's just, I like Moyes. I know a lot of you don't rate Moyes, but I do think he's a very, very good coach at what he does. May not be the most exciting football, but it's effective. Got him a European trophy as well in the last few years. I don't know, man. I know Wolves have made a few signings, but I'm looking at Wolves as well. I'm looking at them. Could even be a surprise as well. Maybe one of the teams that have made it to Europe this year and doing the whole Thursday, Sunday thing. Maybe that won't suit them. Who knows? But all I know is that once we up the quality, then we can really look at it. Because as we sit today, people, I still think we're a bottom 3 team as we sit here today. But a new goalkeeper coming in, Anton Stach, Paixão, and other backups as well to come in to cover the fullbacks, I'd feel a lot more, better about it and a lot more optimistic about where we've been. But we're going in the right direction with all the news that we've heard, especially over the last few days. It's been a lot of fun doing the videos over the last few days. I think you can see the difference in the tone or vibe of them in comparison to like this time last week, where I was at that mode of acceptance of what we were going to try and do this season. But it's looking a little better. Yeah, Jacob here saying Forest losing players too. Palace might lose Eze, but they'll probably still finish. Again, Palace, Jacob, you're right. I just lock in 12th, 13th Palace. Even if they play in the Europa Conference League, it's done, isn't it? This is what they do. They don't do anything else but finish 12th. And I remember, I honestly, you'll probably remember this if you've been here a long time. But when we first got promoted, people, I was saying, I don't want to be another Palace. I don't just want to survive in the Premier League. I want Leeds United to do this. Well, when we got relegated to the Championship, 12th place was looking good to me, people. So, I don't hate on it now. I don't hate on it. But yeah, hopefully, with years to come that we will develop into a top team again. You've seen that blue kit that reminds me of when we were a European powerhouse. I would love those days again, people. I would love to. So let's survive this season and build from there. Let's build from there, man. All right, let me give you this all boxed up. Gotta remember, despite all these teams being mentioned, the special ingredient none of them have is we are Leeds. Yeah, let's go. Rich is saying, never understood the misappreciation surrounding Moyes. Always performed on a limited budget. Would have taken him over Marsh for sure. Yeah, maybe it's that thing that he just doesn't play sexy football. But the guy literally got West Ham a European trophy. People can mock the Europa Conference League all they want. I would love that trophy for Leeds United, okay? But he did that, man, and he helped keep them up. And then look what's happened to West Ham. Again, you know what? Saying West Ham, I'll keep an eye on West Ham as well, people. I saw that they're going to sign Carl Walker-Peters as I don't know if he's going to be a backup fullback. I don't know that. But the fact that they're signing him along with keeping Graham Potter and just a few other things, I'm looking at them too. Now, they do have that kind of difference maker in their team in Jared Bowen, who is absolutely brilliant. And that's probably where they'll stay surviving, because he will always get the goals that will get him out of trouble. But if they perform again like they did last season, there's conversations to be had. But yeah, we just have to look at other teams and see who can we jump over. And that was a conversation to come for another time. And listen, people, that will be it today. And as Stephen says, come on, guys, great show. Thank you, Stephen. Slap the likes. Please do that for your boy. Please do that for your boy. Nida. Knowing Leeds will get to Europe and get thrown straight out because of Rangers too. That's tremendous. You know what? I have thought of that, but I also say with this Nida, that would be a lovely, lovely headache to have. I would love to come on here and do a video and say we've done so well. We've got into Europe and now there's danger of us not being there because of the ownership with Rangers. Bring on that conversation, man, because it means that we've done everything right. Absolutely. So yeah, let's go. Matt C saying predictions for tomorrow. Matt, it's a friendly. I've always said this with friendlies, with preseason. For me, it's always been about fitness, because you could literally win every preseason game, and then when it comes to the season start, you could lose the first three. It doesn't mean anything. And as well with performances for players, we can see players perform well in preseason, then the season starts and it doesn't quite go for them. For me, it's all about fitness, getting the players gelled, integrated, and getting to know each other and all that stuff. Obviously, you don't want to be on the back of hidings. That, you know, that doesn't do anything for you. But for me, it's about fitness. So I don't know what the score is going to be, man. I haven't really given it any thought, in all honesty. I think, I haven't given it any thought. Yeah, I don't know. 8-1 Leeds. Ryan here saying Parag will probably negotiate that Europe problem in his sleep too. Yeah, there's some things that people say they'll never shake it, will he? He'll never shake that one off. Never shake that off. Jay Jet saying here as well, I wonder if we'll see the likes of Mez, Bamford, Harrison in the game tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see if Harrison does make the trip. There was talk that he won't be making the trip, but I guess we'll see on the social media site soon. But look, if any of these guys play, I'll say this, it's not a bad thing for me. It just means that they're, you know, being probably showcased for a move. I would hope anyway, especially with Bamford. Problem I have though is this is Leeds United, and if Bamford does happen to score tomorrow, it's going to be, he should be our number 9 by a majority of this fan base. Can already see it's not a hard thing to think about here, because it will happen. You know, if he happens to score a goal at long last, you know, the fans will be saying, look at him, he's still got it, he can work in the Premier League. And it's like, we're back to square one again. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. Let me just check something before I go. Oh yeah, let me do the poll. There we are. Always forget that. Let me end the poll here. Okay, right. Have those reports this week given you hope of survival? 52% say there's still work to do, and 47% say I feel much better than last week. I know a couple of you at the start said you like both, but there we are. That's just a little fun for you to get involved with. But people, that is the stream for today. I can say welcome to the club, Sean Longstaff. There we are. Please like the stream before you go, like the video before you go. Drop your thoughts in the comments below on anything discussed or anything you want to talk about, and I'll see you in the next video, people. Peace out.